Hi guys, my name is Emmanuel. I'm recovering addict.
Emmanuel.
Yeah, they used to call me Mr. H. Anyway, I'd like to apologize for last week. I couldn't make it to share. We had a problem with the car. And I ended up coming here very late. But anyway, God has a plan because today I'm sharing and my sponsor is right here. Last week he wasn't around, so I'm grateful for that. For me, I think this is my home group, and many of the guys here, they know my pain and suffering. I would like to share what makes me sober and clean for 4 years. You know, when I remember when I came for my first meeting, when they gave me this white chip, you know, when they said, "You are welcome. You are the most important person in any meeting." Because all the guys who were in that meeting, they keep what they have by giving it away to me freely without expecting anything in return. Like anything in return. You know, when we close the meeting, they after serenity prayer, they say, "Keep coming back. It works if you work it. So work it because you work it." I was like, why not? Because the way the guys, they welcome me when they're making the coffee for me, give me some biscuit, ask me if I have cigarettes. You know, I feel at home. Even the guy who introduced me in these rooms never came the following meeting, but I did keep coming back. It took me like 1 year not doing my steps, not sharing in these meetings. Just come and sit. You know, I praise the men's meeting, Monday meeting in Scotland. It was a small meeting. That meeting taught me how to behave in a meeting, you know, because I didn't know what is happening. If they said no cross-talking during the meeting, you know, we're sharing, you know, the hope, hearing other people's experience. And I was like, these people are telling me about their pain and suffering. What's going to help me? I have my own pain and suffering. They said, we relate. We pick up the solution. We don't judge. We don't look differences, but we look similarities. And the 12th tradition says, only the ties that bind us, if are stronger than those who tear us apart, all be well. No, I keep coming back to these meetings without doing the program, because I was not doing my steps, and I had no sponsor. Now, when I start choosing a sponsor, when I start now doing my steps, step 1 made me lose hope. One tells me I'm powerless. Yeah, I know I'm powerless. The unmanageability parts as well. Yeah, I'm powerless over my disease. And my life is unmanageable. And then what am I going to do with it? Then step 2, remind me there is hope. And hope is the power that is greater than myself. And I was like, at least there's something to rely on. And step 3, when it says, turn your life and your will over to that power. And I was like, yeah, let me try. You know, as an addict, I had like 15 years not praying, not going to church, not doing anything that will help me to have a great connection with God of my own understanding. But I give myself to the program. I did give myself the effort that I put in active addiction. I made sure I put the very same effort in recovery. You know, and I start now helping the guys from the streets, you know, and I even praise my pain, you know, being a big number in Westville prison helps me a lot when I went through the streets to pass the message of strength and hope, because they know me, they know who am I, they relate, each and every word, I gave them. They look up to me when I said, let's go to meeting. Maybe you will find yourself like myself. I'm still crawling, but they follow me. They come to meetings. Even though some of them, when they came to meeting, they saw a lot of white people and they were like, yes, we will get money to go and use. Because some other people, they use the program to go and use. So I did help them, and not knowing how far you should go when you're helping someone. I was so lucky when I received a call from one of my brothers in recovery and asked me a question, Emmanuel, do you want to do a course? A course? Hey, my mind was, I don't want to say it was dead, but hey, it was not working properly because, the drugs, I realized that drugs destroyed me in all areas of life, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Reading and writing, hey, it was something else. Even doing my step, I was struggling. But when I talked to my sponsor asked me, why not? Go for it. Don't block the blessings from God of your own understanding. Then I went to SCCSA to do my course. When I go there, with my brothers from the fellowship, hey, I felt like, now in recovery, I have family, I have my own family, people who want to see me, doing well in life. When I came back, I received another call. Hey, I was amazed. I was amazed when I received that call. Emmanuel, you must be in Scottsboro at 7 o'clock. Like, for sure, it's a job. Now it's a job. Then I was in Scottsboro at 7 o'clock, only to find out it's not a job, but it's kind of a job because hey, it's more than a job. When someone gave you an office in Scott Street, hey, I was like, is this me? Let me feel myself. Maybe it's not me. And I felt tears, It was, recovery gives me privileges, that are way beyond my wildest dream. Having an office in Scotland was something else. Then when I helped someone from that office, I had to refer him to Potchefstroom Recovery Center. When I arrived in Potchefstroom Recovery Center, the owner of that center was there. And he looked at me and said, Haibo, I know you. I said, Haibo, everybody knows me now. He said, I know you. I saw you in Scottsboro Mall when you were selling happies for helping the street addicts to pay for rehabilitation centers, admission fee. I was like, yeah, that was me. He said, yeah, there you are. This is your key. And you must run this facility for me. I was like, oh, how can I do that? Then when I phoned my sponsor, I said, Ish, now I have something on my table and I think it's bigger than me. Now my sponsor said to me, Emmanuel, I'm tired of you. Go for it. It's like, Ish, okay, let me try. Then I went there, I worked there, I tried, I tried and I succeed. I succeed, through, the help of my sponsor and my brothers. Jared is here today, David is here. I don't see stereo, but those are my brothers who support me. Mkul Joe is here, is one of the people, who make sure when I cry, they are there to help me. You know, we do H&I, with David, to Jared, we go to jail. I get an opportunity to do 60 minutes awareness, going to school, talking to all these people. I remember when we go to Kukulesizwe High School, where I was selling drugs in my days in active addiction. There I just told them, no, guys, we are not doing anything here. It is my time to do amends, because all these teachers are still here, which I made them feel very, very small. When I was talking from that school, all the people, they see the real change in me. And, when I went back to Potchefstroom, where I enjoy my days in recovery, where I admit people, help them to go through withdrawals, find themselves, find their God of their own understanding. I see that God is working in and through me to help the still suffering addicts, which is my passion. I was very grateful. I was very, very, very grateful. And there I found one guy from the streets. He's an Indian guy. So it was very hard to help him, because the management said, we can't help anyone who has no place to stay. When we discharge him, Emmanuel, tell us, where are you going to keep this guy? I said, if I had to keep him here for entire life, I can keep him here. They said, Emmanuel, do whatever you want, but if you have problem, don't come to us. Then I tried to help that guy. He came with HOW, which is honest, open mind, and willingness. And he was humble. He cried out to God of his own understanding. And he managed to stay there for 3 months. When I found out he was from the local, in Potchefstroom, I said to him, bro, you must stay here in Potchefstroom. You must work in this facility. Me, coming from Scotland, I can't help your people here in Potchefstroom. Nobody is helping my people from the streets in Scotland, in Durban. Those people, I died together with them in the streets. I must go back to them. I took my bag, I took my everything, I left him there. When I reached my home in Mandawi, I got a call, Emmanuel, take your bags, get a first text in the morning. We need you in Pietermaritzburg. I was there in Pietermaritzburg, helping the addicts in the streets. I went to jail in Pietermaritzburg. I went to several schools in Pietermaritzburg. I went to several hospitals there. I ended up getting a place to stay for myself in Pietermaritzburg. I ended up having life in Pietermaritzburg, and all the streets of Pietermaritzburg was singing my name. Everywhere I go, hey, Emmanuel, I'm looking here, I don't know this person. Anyway, yeah, bro. All those things. I realized one thing about Emmanuel. When I was in jail in Potchefstroom, when I was doing H&I, the relates part. Hey, I feel very, very honored when I went there, because the prisoners tell me straight, Emmanuel, we don't care about your message of strength and hope, but what we want from you, we want to see you clean. We look up to you. When we come out from here, we will look for you and found you. Then you can help us. And I was like, hey guys, it's hard, but through the helps of the fellowship, hey, I manage, but it's very, very hard. Even today I'm sharing my voice, my battery is low, because I had to wake up in the morning and rush to Durban, because I don't know why people, they believe Emmanuel can speak to the street addicts. Yes, I was sleeping in the streets in Durban. I spent months in the streets in Durban, but now I feel like they must give some other people in the fellowship, to have that opportunity to give hand to the street addicts, But anyway, I was there. I did a good talk. The response was awesome. You know, the guys, they still need me. You know, the Devon Street, they're still singing my name, you know. They even told me today, Emmanuel, how many years now you clean? I told them. They said, bro, make sure you stay sober, because once you relapse, we're going to relapse. We're going to lose hope. And we don't believe there is someone like you who will give hand to us and who will get this kind of response, because we were together in Westville prison. You were the big number in Westville. You teach us how things happening in jail. When we were sleeping with us in the streets, you told us how to operate in the streets, how to make means to get money, how to make sure we don't do crime, but we have ways to make money for us to feed our habits. So today, if you come to us with the message of strength and hope, and we see you clean this way, we believe if we put what you're telling us in action, we'll be same like you one day. Anyway, guys, my volume is dead. And when I came to Scottsboro meeting all the time, when something happened in my life, which is good or bad, I remember Scottsboro meeting, because me, myself, and I never went to any treatment center, but I went to Scottsboro meeting, and I got this first chip, which is welcome, and I got this one, which is 1 year, and I got this one, which is last year. I got this one for 3 years, and today I'm sharing my 4 years, and I'm thanking God of my own understanding, and I thank the supports from the fellowship, and I thank myself to stay humble until today. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks, Emmanuel.